You're watching The View. The G-View. GViewTV.entertainment for you. Interviews, previews, and reviews.
Want to touch on a topic this week, and it's saying, how do you convince upcoming generation that education is the key to success when they are surrounded by poor graduates and rich criminals?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a sticky topic still.
It's a sticky topic. It's a sticky topic. Sticky. You know what I mean? How do we, convince the upcoming generation that education is the key? And
you know what I mean? They
it's a good
witness it
question.
like Auntie went to York University and she graduated with all these
Diplomas and
degrees
masters.
and diplomas and everything. And she's still working over there.
Yeah.
And my cousin over here, he's hustling on the street
Yeah.
and he's driving a Range Rover
Has 3 house.
and 3 house.
Has 2 Range Rover and the new Tesla.
Yeah.
And
And they might travel every day.
him travel every day.
And it's ever clean.
Him spent 2 years in prison and that was it. And him good. You know what I mean? How do you convince a kid now, like, okay, I auntie over there so did like 6 years
Yeah.
in,
and she owe a bag of student loan too
yeah,
on top of it.
Yeah, over 100,000.
So Sean Bush, how do you convince your kid? You have a child and your child is experiencing all of this. How do you convince your child?
All right, first is like telling the kids like, you want me know, the education funds, I have an education funds set up for you. You don't have to worry about OSAP or student loans, or some people call it in a different country. You don't have to worry about that. I have that set up for you. You know what I mean? All you have to do, I don't want you to do prison time. All I want you to do is hard time in Masters University. That's all I need you to do. Do hard time 3 years in Masters University or 4 years and get out and do what you have to do. And you're good. You don't have to pay back no money and all of these things.
That's prior to graduating from college or university. The question was, how do you convince them? Because when they graduate, like they're like, okay, it's okay to go to school. But when I graduate from school, this is how I'm gonna turn out. So you can tell me that, you know what, I'll pay for your school. I'll buy you a car while you go to school. And I'll pay for your living and board or whatever you call it. Room and board. I'll pay for that. They're okay with that. But it's when I go to school, waste all that time, come out, graduate.
Or sometimes they don't graduate, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Poor graduates.
You know what I mean? Them not graduate, but them finish school. How do you convince them that, you know what? Auntie is here, she finished school and have all these degrees in her on paper. And this man never gone to school. You know what I mean? Because they're weighing the options. They're like, but me not for go to school. Me can just do what uncle do.
It's for real, because you do have some successful businessmen too that didn't go to university.
Yeah.
And they're surrounded by some of these businessmen and some of the criminals them too. You know what I mean? They go on the street, they go to the basketball court, you know what I mean? They see 1 and 2 criminals that making it big in life, and when them come home it's like it's hard to convince them.
Yeah.
It's a struggle.
Because you know what? Like the way I look at it right now is more like you have to convince them that, which it shouldn't be this way, but you have to convince them that education, it's good to have it because you can fall back on it. You know what I mean? And it shouldn't be, that should be your number one priority. That should be what you use to earn your money.
Yeah.
But now it's like we have to convince them that, yo, get the education.
Because after basketball,
or after whatever,
hockey,
you still have that. You know what I mean?
That's serious though.
Serious.
It's serious,
As a parent, because, you know what I mean, it's like a double standard. Like they're seeing this and you're telling them that. And this is living
I find
proof.
it hard though. I find it really hard because you have to be, as you said, trying to make promise.
Yeah.
It's like you're buying into a product.
Yeah.
It's like you're buying into
Trying
a product.
to convince them, you know
Trying
what I
to
mean?
convince them, say, please,
Yeah.
this is,
And they still, the thing is, because they have lots of, like, you as the parents, it should be, you're the number one influence on your kid.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a whole different story when them go to school or when them go up on the street. You know what I mean?
I think it's a kid too,
No, but the kid,
It's-
look into this. Because this is also another way of looking at it. The kid will go to school.
Mm-hmm.
The kid will ask you for a pair of Jordans.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, I can't afford it. But you have a nice job. You went to school. You have a good job going to work every morning.
Mm-hmm.
And yet the kid go to school and the friend in class, his dad is a hustler. Or his dad is a whatever. Or his mom is a whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that kid can wear anything to school.
Freak school, man.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's
whatever.
a joke. Like,
they have the red one, they have the Jordan 5 and the Jordan 6 and the Jordan 7. I don't know the numbers, but all of the latest.
Yeah.
What people line up at the store forget. And you, as a successful man, you would call it, working 9 to 5. And you can't buy.
A very valid point.
You know what I mean?
It's a very important point and very valid point because it happened to me. It happened to me, like, it's not like saying I have the money, but it's like your kid ask you for something.
Yeah,
and
there's other important stuff.
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
no. And you're telling them, I'm not going to take my money to buy that
Yeah, when I could do this.
when I could do this. That's
Yeah.
stupidness. And they're like, really, no. And your work, like, it's all you do is work.
Yeah.
So,
You know what I mean?
yeah. So that is something hard, with I said, to convince a kid now when them a grow up now, if you say, you know what, I don't think school is the right thing. It's like pressuring a child to go to church,
Yeah.
when them not really want to go to church.
Yeah.
So you send them go to church and them stuff all about, and them they end up at church. So it's the same thing with education. You actually send them to school and them drop out because it's nothing to them. Them not see the necessity.
The end
for
product.
it. Yeah.
The end product. It's like they can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They can't look over and see the promised land that, when you graduate, you're gonna be encountering the same thing when I tell you right now.
Yeah.
You are gonna have a kid where you are gonna want to convince.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like how do you tell them? Just do the right thing. Just go to school. Because in our days, we never have a choice, if we don't want to wait, bust up,
For real. Seen my little
broke
family.
up,
Seen my little family member telling his mom, like, yo, when I leave school, mom, I want to do like barbering. And mother like, what?
Yeah.
And she's like, no, you're not. And he's like, yes. Why not? And he's asking his mom, what's wrong with barbering?
Yeah,
My barber makes a lot of money.
exactly.
You know what I mean? She's like,
And
but
the mom might turn and say, well, if that's what you want to do, well,
yeah,
do it.
It's sticky. It's sticky. And as I look at you at 16, 17 years old, it's like, what's wrong with this woman? Like,
Yeah,
what's wrong with barbering? I want
exactly.
to take a fast course. You know what I mean?
I make cash money.
I make cash money.
You know what
Like,
I mean? On a weekend, you can pull, if you're a good barber, you can pull, a substantial amount of money.
yeah.
But in our days, if we tell our parents that,
Mm-hmm.
because growing up, everyone will want to be a pilot
Yeah.
or a doctor or some big position. If when I was growing up, if I tell my mom that I want to be a auto body technician, fix car, my mother would have killed me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's hard to convince these kids because, you know what I mean? It's like they can't see it. You promise them, but they can't see it. They want to see the promise right now.
Mm-hmm.
They want to see it. Okay, if I go to school for 5 years, how do you guarantee that I'm gonna get what you said I will get?
For real.
How do you promise me that I will get a job and earn this amount of money.
It's no promise to them. And that's why you see these kids, they're at home now until they're in their 30s. They're not leaving.
At the parents' home.
Yeah. And it's a norm. It's a norm to them.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving until I'm about 35.
Yeah.
And in a very slim chance, you actually see one of these kids leave home in their like 21 and out there trying to
do their own thing.
I must have fallout happen at home.
Yeah. So my home and they say, you know what, I'm gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes I'm end up back.
I couldn't wait for reach adult. God.
Yeah.
I wanted to just leave. It wasn't
go on
about
your own, do your
fallout.
thing.
I just want to do my thing.
You know what I mean?
And these kids know it's different. I remember growing up, one at a time living around Gregory Park, the train used to pass. And my father said, when we grow up, what you want to be? I'm going to say, I want to drive train. God almighty.
Yes, box.
You want to grow up and drive train?
You stupid.
You're croft? You're donkey?
Yeah.
But yeah, and I'm going to say train driver, bush driver, you know, say nothing but bush.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
not
idiot.
a profession. What are you talking about?
Yeah. You sit down in that one locomotive up and go and they drive on line like
you're not doing nothing, you're just sitting there.
you silly rabbit. Yeah. So I grew up now and kinda know the feeling and ask my kids, you know, what you wanna do when you grow up? And them tell me something and you're like, I don't know for answer.
Yeah.
I mean I try even like my son, you know. What do you want to do? You're going to university. What are you going to take in university? Business economic. I'm like, okay. Did you find something else, no? And it's a 4-year course.
Yeah.
And
But I mean, and it's sticky too because, you know, lots of people are successful in different things, different areas. You know what I mean? And you don't wanna push your kid to be a doctor.
Yeah.
When in truth and in fact, your kid wanna be a teacher.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They might go into something that when they're like 45, they're going back to what they really wanted to do or what they really love. You know what I mean? Because I'm doing this, but I don't love it. I did it for my parents.
It can hurt the kid too in the long run. So,
Lots of kids, they do stuff because their parents force them, or my mom was a teacher, so my mom is forcing me to be a teacher also.
that happened in a lot of different communities though from us.
Yeah.
That grandpa was a lawyer,
Yeah.
son, grandson, and the
Family
whole
tradition.
the whole entire family,
Yeah.
right? And we in our black community tried sometime.
Yeah.
You know, grandpa was a dentist, and the son become a dentist, and you know the little grandson now a divert from that.
He doesn't like this. This is not what I want to do.
music. I want to do music.
Yeah.
And the dad can't see through this.
And the dad is like, you're a croft.
Cruff. All musicians do is smoke weed and sleep.
Exactly.
You know, and
Yeah. But you know what? If the way I look at it, whatever if you like this this feel, and that's what you wanna do, as long as it's making your honest bread, and it's something that you know you can support yourself and support your family, I'm okay with it. As long as you're not gonna thief, you're not gonna rob nobody. You know what I mean? And as long as it's something you're choosing that will always be around.
good.
You know what I mean?
Starboy Marvin say, street smart, street side university. But how far that can bring you? How far that can take you?
It can help you to attain other things.
Fully.
Yeah, it can help you to attain other things, because sometimes if you don't have the street knowledge, you find say you might get short-changed. You get short-changed doing other things.
Because you're not street smart.
Kind of street smart. So it's good for have both of them.
How do you, like these house kids now? They have no street knowledge, because we keep them so in such a close environment that they don't walk to school, they don't take the bus till like they're in their 20s. How them come by the street smart? Because the television does have, you know what I mean? All them I watch now is what them call it? Reality, them reality movie, sitcom them.
Reality TV.
And them now watch G-View.
The thing is, you know, is a poor man thing, you know. Because poor man grew up so poor that them tell themselves, say, okay, me grew up so poor, me know why my kid grew up this poor. I want to break the cycle. And sometimes you don't know, by breaking the cycle, yeah, mash up the cycle.
For real.
Because you are say to yourself, yeah, my parents never have it to buy me a car when me I go school. So me, I go buy my kids a car when them I go school.
I think you're throwing the words on me now.
Eh? No, but here one now. Because I see the rich man, I work with the rich man.
Yeah.
And the rich man, he have the funds that could buy a new car for him son. I'm seeing him buy a Butterfoot car. I think to myself, why? Him buy a Butterfoot car when him have the money. You know what I mean? And he's saying, you know what? You have to teach him.
Okay.
You have to teach him, say, okay, hold on now. Me have the money, you know, and him knows that me have the money, but the struggle is real.
Yeah. They don't just come like that.
Yeah, not just come so.
For real.
And him a teach him a thing and him a watch him with it too, you know. Him a watch him if him a go come home and just come drop it this one. If him a go wash it and clean it up.
Yeah.
I might take it from him, you know.
Give me it.
Yeah, give me it back. You know appreciate nothing.
For real.
But we say, okay, you know what? We didn't have it, so just give them what they want, man.
Guys, viewers, let us know how you do that, you know. How you convince these young generation, the young generation them now, they're thinking different. Them not take no talk. Them one time when me I grew up, me listen to Big Man, and Big Man I say, yo, stay out of trouble.
Yeah, you get a box in a head deep.
Yeah. These young kids, young generation tell you, F you. Like who cares?
Yeah.
And them gone. How do you convince them that education is the key? You know what I mean? When they're growing up around, you know what I mean, poor graduates and these rich criminals. Rich criminals. So these kids are telling you that I'm good. If I could spend 5 years and have $10 million when I come out, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll go rub that. And you know what I mean? My best virgin over here start telling me, say, yo, not even a day more spend a jail, dog. Even if you give me $1 million.
Yeah.
You know? So how you convince the kids them?